Let's talk watermarks.
You're a voice actor. You're an entrepreneur. You're a VOPRENEUR. Welcome to the Everyday VOPRENEUR podcast, your guide through the business of voiceover.
Your voiceover demos are your #1 marketing tool, and you need to display them on your website in a way that works on any device or browser. VoiceSam is the player producers love. Plus, it offers tools that can improve your email signature, quickly create a one-page website, and much more. Sign up now at voicesam.com/markscott and get 3 months of the base player for the price of one. That's voicesam.com/markscott for full details and to sign up.
The VOPRENEUR podcast. Hey, it doesn't suck.
Not as funny as Conan. Not as cute as Seth Meyers. Not as smart as Colbert. But he's one of us, and that counts for something. Here's Mark Scott, the original Everyday VOPRENEUR.
Hello, and welcome to the Everyday VOpreneur podcast, your guide through the business of voiceover. I'm Mark Scott, the original Everyday VOpreneur, here with another Summer Series episode. What's up with the Summer Series? These are quick hit episodes, still designed to give you actionable, practical advice on the business and marketing side of voiceover, but something that you could take in nice and short so you can get on with enjoying your summer. Before we dive into this week's episode, I do want to let you know that I am going to be running a LinkedIn workshop on June 29th. Making Money with LinkedIn, the Masterclass, is a 2-hour session that is going to happen live via Zoom, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on June 29th, limited to 50 voice actors. LinkedIn is my favorite platform, and I want to teach you how to use it in a way that will help you make money on LinkedIn. So if you are struggling to use the platform, or if it's one that you've never really embraced because you don't know how to use it, this workshop is going to make all the difference for you. You can find the details at markscottcoaching.com. That's markscottcoaching.com. June 29th, 7 p.m. Eastern, limited to 50 voice actors. Check it out at markscottcoaching.com. So I want to talk to you about Watermarks this week. It's not just a fantastic restaurant in Niagara Falls, Ontario. Inside joke. Those of you that are from Ontario will get it. The rest of you have no idea what I'm talking about. And moving on. So, people are always asking about watermarks because they're worried about protecting their content. And I understand that. You're submitting a lot of auditions on casting sites. You're submitting a lot of auditions for your different prospects, your clients. You want to know that they're not taking those auditions and doing something nefarious with them, right? That they're not turning them into projects, or that they're using clips for AI and all of that sort of stuff. We're worried about a lot of things these days. And so the question becomes, should I be watermarking my audition? And the answer to that question is no. Thanks so much for listening. I'll catch you on the next one. Okay, actually, let's unpack this a little bit more. I do think that the answer is no. You should absolutely not be watermarking your auditions, but there's a couple of things that are at play here. First and foremost, let's get the AI thing cleared up, because I know that that is a worry for a lot of voice actors. More and more, I'm seeing voice actors that are worried about making their demos downloadable. They're wanting to protect their auditions because they're worried that the audio is going to be taken and it's going to be turned into voice representation for AI or something like that. This is not what's going to happen. In order to create a working AI, they would literally need hundreds of hours of content of your voice. Maybe not hundreds of hours, but dozens upon dozens of hours of content of your voice. And they're not going to get that from a 30-second audition. So I don't think that you need to be worried about the auditions that you are submitting on casting sites. And I know that there is one casting site in particular that shall remain nameless that has an affiliation in this AI space. But I really honestly don't think that this is something that you have to worry about, because I don't think that 30-second auditions are going to be enough. So we've cleared that one up. We know that we don't have to worry about AI. The second piece of the puzzle then becomes a concern that the clients are going to use your audition. And I think there are a couple of factors that need to be considered here. First and foremost, I want to build my relationships with my clients on trust. And if I am submitting auditions that are watermarked, that is me saying, I don't trust you. Whether that's what your intention is or not, that's the perception that you risk putting out there. I don't trust you, and so I'm protecting my audition. And so right off the bat, you've already started this relationship, even if it's just submitting an audition, but you've already started that relationship coming from a place of negativity and from a lack of trust. So for that reason alone, I am never going to watermark an audition. Never have, never will. The other thing at play here is you shouldn't be submitting entire scripts for auditions in the first place. Now, there is one caveat to that, because everything has to be complicated. 99 times out of 100, your agent is going to send you a script and your agent is going to ask for the complete audition. I am never worried about submitting a complete audition for my agent. I don't think that anybody is ever going to get screwed on that front. On a casting site, though, you shouldn't be submitting entire scripts. They shouldn't even be asking for it, although I know from time to time it does happen. So there are a couple of ways to deal with this. If you are that concerned, like if you are genuinely concerned that they're going to take your audition and use it, don't audition. That solves that problem, right? Because if that's the way that that client is that a client that you want to work with in the first place? So, that's one way to deal with it. And I've done that in the past. I've avoided auditions where they asked me to submit the entire script. The other option that you have is to simply leave off one line, right? If they're asking you to record the entire script and you leave off the last line, or you leave off half of the last line, now they have something that they can't use. And you've still basically followed the instructions. The reality is, if they're putting out 60-second scripts and they're collecting 100 auditions from 100 different voice actors, nobody's sitting down and listening to every one of these things from start to finish. They're just not. Why they're asking for us to submit the entire audition in the first place? Not really sure. Doesn't really matter. They get to ask it. It's their job. They can do whatever they want. But I'm just giving you some advice on how to deal with it from the voice actor side of things. So, quickly recapping, I don't think you got to worry about AI from auditions, so that's not an issue. Second, I am never going to watermark an audition, never have watermarked an audition, never will watermark an audition, because I want to build the relationship from a place of trust, and I think that you should take that similar approach to your business. If you're that concerned, if it really kind of sets you off, if it makes your tummy tingle a little bit because you're not sure that this is a good idea, skip it. There are plenty more other auditions out there that you can work on. And if you are going to submit, you leave off the last line. Leaving off the last line, in my opinion, is the better alternative to watermarking and creating an audio distraction of some kind within the audition itself. And that is how you're going to deal with watermarking your auditions. Don't even worry about ever having to watermark your auditions. Want more episodes? All of them are available in the archive at VOPRENEUR.com. Check it out, VOPRENEUR.com. Thanks so much for listening. I'll catch you on the next one.
And that's a wrap. Thanks for hanging in. Thanks for hanging out. Want more VOPreneur goodness? Jump online at VOPRENEUR.com.